One thing I have realized as an American woman since I stopped dating American men and I started dating African men, more so Nigerian men, is we as women were and are settling for the bare minimum with American men. Example, Nigerian men, African men, whatever, they will bow down to your feet, literally. They will not watch you struggle. They know how to take care of home. They know how to respect their marriage, in a sense. And I love American men, don't get me wrong, I'm American myself, but I feel like our men weren't raised to, a lot of us grew up in broken homes, so it's just normal in America for our men not to know, how to treat their women or how to love properly or just how to be masculine in a sense, So this is your sign to stop dating men and settling for men because that is your type. Try something different. I started dating African men a few years ago. I will never look back.
Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome to Building the Verse. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's dive into today's video.
And let me say this to my African American women, okay, my sisters. Y'all need to make sure if you are married to a Nigerian or an African man who you're bringing to the States from overseas, please make sure you get you a smart one. I beg. Because when they get over here, they got to learn a trade. Because if not, they thinking that they about to make all this money, but when they get over here, they're going to realize that, yeah, this is more money than they ever had in their lives, right? Coming from where they're from. But also, they have to realize that the hourly pay or whatever they get is based upon the state that they live in, which is nothing's changed. They need, so please, get you a man who is smart, street smart, and also book smart. Book smart, number one. Because it is no joke bringing them over here and you brought a dummy that you got to teach everything to. And men, please listen to your wives. They've been here all their lives. They know the ins and outs of things. Stop putting y'all friends that y'all just met, that y'all think is your real friends. The people the people here that are your family, that y'all call, your so-called friends that you just met, your people, they are different than your people from overseas. These are the people who've already been Americanized, okay? It's a whole different environment. It's a whole different setting. Yeah, they know you're pigeon or whatever the case may be, but ain't nobody gonna know nothing better than your wife. Do not stop loving on your wife and being around your friends more. She is the one who took the time to bring you here. The sweat, the blood, the tears, the money. Don't forget that.
I think Nigerian men are a freaking mess. Like, coming from America, right? The biggest issue for Black American men, for Black American women, are that they're not providers. I was very excited to come to Nigeria because I was excited around the idea of men who understand providing. It's very helpful for a woman to be able to take the cape off. Like, it's nice to know that I can wear it, but it is very good when you can take it off and trust a man to provide. But here, that providing comes with the number of strings that comes with providing. They can take it back. Of course, I'm the outside looking in, but I feel like women are marginalized. They don't get the same opportunities as men for advancement to be able to provide for themselves. So you must provide. But you then can't be mad and be like, well, because I'm providing, you should let me cheat. Like, what? How? You have no self-control. It's just too many strings that come along with the ability to provide, so I'll take my 50-50 in America.
Did you know thousands of American women are marrying Nigerian men every single year? And then they're booking flights, like booking flights to Nigeria, booking flights to America. What airline are y'all taking? And then y'all seen how some Nigerian weddings throw money on their wives, right? So I'm not surprised that the American women want Nigerian men. Now, I know some families don't approve of interracial dating, but guys, we're not thinking about them. We're not considering our family when we're choosing our partner. Especially if you found your match on my page. If you found your international match right here in Swirl Love, you're already locked in. You have nothing else to worry about. So go ahead and drop a comment and tell me, would you marry someone from Nigeria? If so, why? If not, why not? Go ahead and drop that comment. Don't forget to hit the follow button. Men in America and black men in Nigeria, they're two different breeds, okay? Every time I see a video of a Nigerian man, he's happy, he's celebrating, he's giving the energy that I'm looking for. I cannot say the same thing about African American men. African American men give me such a hard time that I think I know what the problem is. I should have been dating Nigerian men from the beginning, especially the Nigerian men that are already in America. The job is already done for me. I don't even have to fly out or nothing. Not saying that the OG Nigerian kings, we know you're top tier, but I figured it out. Nigerian men, that's the wave. That's the way to go.
Hey, come here. I want to ask you a question. So, since your answer only, what's it like dating a black American queen?
Man, baby. That's funny. It feels different though. It feels different, and depending on who you are dating, that is not from the culture. It can be a learning moment. It can be a learning experience that you have to get beyond what you know and to what you don't know, and just learning what other people are doing. That is different. That is beautiful.
Culture difference.
Yeah, there's a cultural difference. There's how I think things should be viewed, but you do it a different way. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Especially, it's fun though. In fact, when you transfer from getting married, from dating to marriage, that is a total big. That is big.
That's
He's just
true, because
different.
we're in marriage now.
He's different and fun. Just put it that way. He's different and fun. I don't know what anybody says. Depending on the person, it's different and it's fun. Depending on who you are dating and get married to. Just this one is fun though. Come on, I make the right choice.
See, I'm glad his answer was that, because if it wasn't,
All right, things I learned dating African men as an African American woman, part 2. Y'all been waiting for this. All right, dealing with African men is quite the experience. I'm going to say that. Like I said, do I recommend you date them? Not necessarily, okay? Proceed at your own risk, okay? But what I will say is I learned is they are true hustlers. True hustlers, true hard workers. When I say if you get next to an African man long enough, if you leave that man without learning something, without learning a new source of income, getting some type of encouragement on like how to get to a new bag, girl, you did yourself a disservice. I get with an African man taking notes. Thank you. I'll be writing down. It's something very attractive about the way they get to money. Like, it's never one source. You know? Like, it's never one source. When one thing is dying out, they already got something else coming. You could say that's just a hard-working man. Nah, that ain't every man. Some men go to work and that be it. These men, they might have a job, several hustles, several investments. They got a lot of stuff going on. It's never all of their eggs in one basket. It's never that. They are true hustlers, true providers. Black American men, can be lazy. They can be lazy. These men, they come from wherever countries they come from, because y'all not gonna beat me up. They come from Africa, from different countries, and they come ready to work, ready to hustle, ready to get to a bag. And I love that for them.
Okay, this is for my African, because y'all are the only ones that get on here and promote dating African men or Nigerian men. Why? Why don't you promote your own culture? Like, I think that's something y'all just need to leave alone. Y'all get a little thing in your life, and all of a sudden you experts and you know everything. And y'all telling these women, oh, you know, get these type of men. Why just that particular culture? Why not any other culture? What about the only men here in the States? That's less headache for them. Why are y'all promoting Nigerian men? Something wrong with y'all? Have y'all gone mad? Are y'all okay? Like, I think it's hilarious. And I'm starting to see a lot of African American women do it. You never see African women get on here and promote their men, nor talk about their men. It's always the African American women. And I want to know why. Why? You do know you was raised here in the States. You have probably an African American uncle, an African American brother, grandfather, etc. Why are y'all lying to these women, letting them know it's okay that these men are genuine? Just like men here in the States. There are genuine men here too. At least they don't have to go through the whole USCIS process to get one. Why are y'all? I don't like it. Y'all, some of y'all, I believe a lot of y'all been on the short bus. I really do. I feel that way. And it's sad. And there's women, like a lot of women that are in these lives that are believing y'all rubbish.
The identity crisis that I see women go through when they marry these Nigerian men need to be studied. I don't know if it's the bola, I don't know if it's the jollof rice, I don't know if it's the gist, but the way that these women change their whole identity once they marry these men is insane. Mind you, these women act more Nigerian than the Nigerian women. And when I say that to say they dress in the traditional attire more than these ladies. I'm pretty sure these ladies, I've been to Nigeria before, these ladies, besides like maybe the elders, they don't be wearing that stuff every single day. They dress casual just like you and I. And don't let me get on the ones that become these Nigerian husband experts. They go show you how to get a Nigerian man, what you need to do, how you need to behave to be with a Nigerian man. It's like their whole identity shifts. Like they lose sight of who they really are, which is American. And don't let me get on the language changing. Everything is like with an accent. Like they start talking like the local Nigerian accent. Everything is oh at the end. Oh my gosh, they will abuse that oh. Thank my God oh. How far oh. And then in fact it's quite embarrassing. That man married you because of you. If he wanted to marry a Nigerian woman, he would have married a Nigerian woman.
I really want to know why y'all mad. Why are you mad, sis? I just watched a whole video of this one girl, a black young lady, talking about how us African American, ladies are changing our whole identities. We go through an identity crisis being married to a Nigerian man. Because now we're speaking pidgin, and now we say oh after everything, and we're wearing the fabrics and African attire, and now we've become more African than the African women. I just want to say this: first of all, I don't understand why you're mad. That will never, it will never register to me. But second of all, hello, let's wake up. Let's wake up that little brain, guys. We are in America, but we are not originated from America. Our ancestors are not from America. I can guarantee you some way, somehow, we are traced back to Africa, okay? And being in a relationship with an African man, Nigerian, Liberian, Ghanaian, whatever you want to say, has somehow tied us back to our roots. And because we choose to embrace this thing fully, because most of us don't know where we originated from. Why? Hello? This great, sweet America that you people claim so much, they enslaved us. They ripped us from our villages, and we don't know where our freaking roots are. So, we chose to embrace our African husband's roots, as we should. So why it's making you so angry? I don't know. Nobody's going through an identity crisis. No one's losing sense of self. We are strictly just embracing our husband's culture the same way our husband embraced our culture. We are married women. We are Niger wives. And we can do whatever the hell we want.
Why I love African men.
Top 5 reasons why I love African men. Number 1, African men are very close to their mothers and their sisters. They protect them very, very well. If you are married to an African man, you can expect that same kind of treatment when it comes to being his wife. He'll protect you the same way that he protects his mother and his sister. It's very refreshing. Number 2, African men are very intelligent. They articulate very well. They communicate well. And in a relationship, that's so important. They will let you know up front when something is and isn't right. And then they'll go back and help you resolve the problem. I love that about them. Number 3, every day I'm hustling. I remember that song. That's what I think of when I think of an African man. African men are some of the best hustlers I know. He hustles hard for his family. He wants them to have the best. And if it's possible, if it's in his reach, he will get it. These men can make something out of nothing. They are some of the best hustlers, entrepreneurs that I know. And when you have a man like that, baby, I'm telling you, he will allow you to have the best life with him that's possible. Number 4, African men are true leaders. They are true kings, and they are the heads of their families. There's no need for you to try to be the man in the relationship because of poor leadership. He has you all the way through and through. He wants to be respected, and it's easy to submit to a man like that because you know that you're safe, you feel secure, and that he has it. So, yes, I love that about them. Number 5, African men are some of the best listeners. They have the ability to listen and to give you sound advice. They're also really good lovers, and you don't have to worry about wrestling all night with someone. Oh, and by the way,
date that African man. Come here, sis. I'm going to hold your hand again and I'm going to tell you. Come on, give it to me. Date that African man. Come on in and let's talk about this. Now, you guys always know I'm rooting for my Nigerian man because I'm married to a Nigerian man. But baby, date that African man. Date that man from Ghana. Date that man from Kenya. Date that man from Nigeria. Date that man from the Ivory Coast. Date that man from Gambia. Listen, the list goes on. Date that African man. Okay? Listen, sis. Block out the outside noise, I beg. And if you have already dated an African man and it didn't work, date another one. Who's going to stop you? Who say you can't? Date another one. And another one. And another one. And another one. And another one. Until your person finds you. Do not let someone else's experience mess with your experience. Girl, date that African man. My Nigerian man. How far now? How far? How you dare? You guys already know I'm always rooting for y'all. Sis. Get that man. Block out the outside noise. Girl, they're going to talk anyway. Good or bad, they're going to talk. Go get your man, okay? African men, I'm rooting for you. My Nigerian men, you guys know I'm rooting for you. And until next time, all right? Bye, y'all.
One more thing. What is the obsession with Nigerian men? My God. Everybody is Nigerian men, Nigerian men, Nigerian, to the point where African people be like, Black Americans love Nigerian men. What is this? Are those the only guys that are in the DMs? Nigerian men. Let me tell you something about Nigerian men. Hey, hey, look. Don't y'all be taking them seriously in Atlanta. Don't y'all be look. They be lying. Their wives are right here. I promise you. I know their wives. Their wives are right here. Don't be taking them. They be lying. One thing about Nigerian men, they will take care of their hoes. It's Friday, y'all. Look, their hoes be getting checks. I promise you. Here in Atlanta, people, if they were to deport every Nigerian man here, Black American woman, they are getting checks. I don't know if y'all know that. These men have wives and give the hoes checks. They be like, look. I ain't gonna tell them my business. But yeah, one time this guy was like, oh, I like you so much. You're so pretty. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, thank you. This is when I was single. And he was like, we were cool. We were friends. He was like, Mo, you're this, you're that. Da, 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 da. How about I get you a place? He was like, you don't need to be married. Relax. You could date and everything, and I'll get you a place. So that way when I come to Atlanta, because he didn't live in Atlanta, but he would come to Atlanta. He wasn't my boyfriend or anything. It was nothing. He was like, yeah, I have a place in Atlanta, and then you'll have a nice house. But he was like, but we can't get married. No. First of all, who said I even liked you? Who said I even liked you? They're so confident. Gosh. They'll come up to you and be like, because Black American men don't take care of y'all. My God. Who told you that? I mean, it's kind of, But I'd be like, excuse me? That's offensive. But what is it about them that y'all just be like, Nigerian men? Just, golly. There's other countries in Africa. Damn. There's Tanzania, Kenya, like Gambia, Senegal. Like, what's up? I know they're hustlers, but you need to be careful, though. Because some of them, I'm being honest, some of them, y'all know. I don't want to say that they're scammers. But you got to be careful. It's just like, with our people too, you got to be careful. And you don't know who is who. Because when I tell you that man be suited and booted up, and be a scammer. And I'm not talking about all Nigerian men, but there are cases like that. Where you see them working at Publix, and they have the latest car that is over $50,000. Brother, what? I'll be like, get that car. You just got here. You don't even speak English like that. We know they speak English. I'm joking. But yeah, I just want to know, because everybody knows Nigeria. Girl, there's other countries in Africa. Gosh. Calm down. Family, it's me again. So I asked a question last year. How come Black American women are falling for West African men, like, on another level? It's crazy now. Like, every time I turn around, like, it's just it's a lot of women, right? So I believe it's because we are not groomed to be married. So every woman wants a prince. And I feel like no matter how old you are,
Women want to be protected and provided for, and they're looking for that. Even if they're not looking, if someone finds them and love bombs them, they might fall for it. Black American men are not groomed to be husbands. A lot of us get into these marriages don't know what the heck we're doing at all. We're just like, we're winging it. We're going to Jesus, hoping that he'll help us. We're going to church for guidance. We're taking marriage courses. We don't know what the heck we're doing. Not saying that in West Africa is just so perfect and they just know what to do. And however, they have some type of system that has been functioning for many, 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 many years. You know, whether it's working or not. Some instances, it might not be working. However, the chances of you meeting a West African man that wants to be married compared to a Black American man is extremely high. You know, whether it's a scam or not, whether it's an agenda or not, or he just really loves you, you're going to meet a West African man that is going to marry you. Whether he has another wife, his intentions will be set in the beginning. Period. That's just what it is. And with us, it's like, oh, we're just kicking it. We're just winging it. You got the hookup culture. You know, it's a lot of games with it. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. I mean, for me, you know, I feel like we should be growing our children to be married because the foundation of the community is families. I do believe that. But at the same time, I like the freedom. You know, I don't want, you know, yeah. The only thing I heard, I'm going to be honest, from my people, when I did get married, they was like, why would you do that? Black people are a trip. They be like, girl, you going to mess it up and get married? Then when you have children, they be like, you going to keep having babies by this man? How many children you going to have? You know, y'all going to mess it up and get married? So it's totally opposite for us. Like, I don't know if it's because we're in a capitalist, you know, society where dollar bill, that's just the culture. Like, you gotta make that money, you gotta get that bag. How you gonna get that bag without insurance? Is that I forgot another reason. Another reason is that it doesn't require you to do the self-work. That's a word right there. Because in West Africa, you have money. You're like way up here. You know, in the U.S., you might not be way up here. And the man that probably is for you, you're not even in those spaces because you're way down here. You need to work on yourself. It ain't even about money, but also your health. Also just your holistic, you know, just holistic. Is it holistic health? Holistically, you're not prepared or ready for the man that you really should be with. So you get with the West African man because he don't even know nothing about that. And he sees you as, oh, you're the greatest thing. You're the most beautiful thing. He don't know that you're in debt $100,000. He don't even know nothing about that world. He doesn't know that, you know, that you're scrambling over here. You're taking your tax money, going over to West Africa instead of investing or putting it in the stock or something for your your retirement. I'm just giving examples. I'm just sitting here thinking I could be wrong. But I'm just thinking like, you know what? That lady was how much and how much did she give that man? Lord, it's just too much. This is the last time I'm talking about this. The last time.
Dating African men as a Black American woman has become one of the most talked about conversations online lately, and for good reason. There is a real cultural shift happening. More and more women are not just curious about African men, but they are actually exploring relationship with them, marrying them, and building families across the Atlantic bridge that has long separated us as a black people. Now, let's talk about what is really going on here, because for a lot of women, this isn't just about love, it's about energy, mindset, and partnership. It's about realizing that there is a difference between being loved for conveniency and being loved with intention. A lot of black American women are realizing that African men approach relationship differently when you talk to them. When you date them, you start noticing that their mentality around family, money, and respect is deeply rooted in tradition. These men are taught from a young age that a man must build, not just survive, not just go half, but build. And that energy alone, that vision driven kind of masculinity, is attractive to women who have grown tired of doing everything by themselves. Let's be honest, many black women in America grew up watching their mothers carrying too much, carrying the kids, the bills, the pen, and still be expected to smile. So when an African man comes along saying, relax, I've got this, let me lead, let me protect, let me provide, it triggers something deep, not controlled but relief, a kind of safety that many have never felt before. But let's not romanticize this entirely, because yes, dating African men is different, but it's not always easy. The cultural gap is real. The communication styles are different, the expectations are different. You might be used to expressing yourself loudly, directly, emotionally, while he might be used to a quieter, more reserved expression that can cause misunderstanding. Some African men were raised in patriarchal society where gender roles are more traditional. That means you might clash when it comes to independency, money, or leadership within the relationship. But here's the thing. Many African men, especially the ones raised in the diaspora or who have traveled, are starting to balance tradition with modernity. They are proud of their roots, but they also understand Western womanhood, and that combination can be powerful. The hustle mentality is not another thing women keep mentioning. African men are known to be hustlers, not in a shady way, but in that I will find a way kind of way. They don't wait for the system to serve them. They sell, trade, build, or learn something new just to survive. That energy rubs off. Many black American women who date African men often say the same thing. I learned something from him, not just emotionally, but financially and mentally. You start thinking bigger. You start learning how to make money in multiple ways. Might introduce you to real estate, trading, crypto, or importing goods. There's always a plan, always another stream of income. And that is why so many women say that if you date an African man and you don't grow, you missed your opportunity. Because whether the relationship lasts or not, you will come out with game, discipline, and a fresh mindset toward life. But now let's address some of the criticism, because every time this topic goes viral, people come out of the woodwork saying African men are controlling, or they just want a green card, or they don't really love black American women. And while some of them, those stories are true, they don't represent the world. They are bad apples everywhere. There are African men who manipulate just as there are American men who do the same. But you can't let a few bad experiences define an entire culture. You have to look at patterns, values, and consistency. If a man is proud of his roots, works hard, treats you with respect, and is serious about family, that is not a scam. That is culture, that is upbringing. Another thing many women are realizing is that African men show love differently. They might not always be verbally expressive or overly affectionate in public, but they show love through provision and presence. They will fix things, they will plan for the future, they will make sure you are secured. For them, love is duty, it's action, it's showing up. And that is where many black American women are starting to adjust their lens, because sometimes we are used to words and validation. We want to hear love, but these men show love. It's not I love you every day, it's did you eat? I sent you something, call me when you get home. That is affliction in their language. Now, I think part of why this conversation is so emotional is because it's about more than relationships, it's about recognition. The descendants of enslaved Africans and the descendants of those who stayed behind are starting to meet again through love, through dating, through marriage, through culture, through children, and that is powerful. For so long, the narrative between Africans and African Americans was full of misunderstanding, stereotypes, and distance. African Americans thought Africans looked down on them, Africans thought African Americans were spoiled or lost. But love has a way of breaking that down. When you sit around from someone who looks like you but was raised in a completely different world, you start realizing how similar you really are. Dating an African man as a black woman is often a cultural exchange. You learn this language, Yoruba, Tiwe, Siwali, Igbo, and he learns yours, your slang, your history, your reading. You introduce him to soul food, he introduces you to jollof rice and egusi soup. You teach him about Malcolm X, he tells you about Kwame Nkrumah. Before long, the two of you are having Pan-African conversations at 2 a.m., laughing about things your grandparents never imagined possible. And maybe that is what makes this connection so magnetic. It's healing ancestry wounds, it's major wound words, but there is still work to do because many of these relationships fell not from lack of love, but from lack of understanding. Some African families still don't fully embrace African American partners, seeing them as outsiders. Some African American families still stereotype African men, but every successful couple that bridges that gap chips away at those old walls of ignorance. If you are going to date an African man, you have to understand you are not just dating him. You are dating his culture, you are dating his family, you are dating his tradition. And if you come in with arrogancy or assumption, it won't work. You have to be willing to learn, to listen, to observe. At the same time, African men who date black American women also have to understand that these women come from a place of generational struggle. They are not used to being protected or catered to. So when they seems defensive or overly independent, it's not because she doesn't need you, it's because life has taught her not to expect you. You have to be patient enough to earn that trust. So yes, the dynamic is complex, but it's worth it. The chemistry, the hormone, the food, the passion, it's rich, it's rooted, it's soulful. And when it works, it really works. Because both people bring something different to the table. She brings the boldness of a people who survived the impossible. He brings the discipline and ancestral pride of a people who never lost their homeland. Together, that is unstoppable energy. But here is a word of advice for my sisters. Don't romanticize African men as a monolith. They are not all kings and they are not all villains. They are individuals, some amazing, some not, just like men everywhere. Date with wisdom, not fantasy. Don't go in expecting a fairy tale. Go in expecting growth, partnership, and discovery. And to the men, if you're dating a black American woman, understand that she doesn't need saving. She needs seeing she's already whole. What she wants is a man who respects her story while showing her a new one. This dating trend is not just a moment, it's a movement, a bridge between two sides of the same family, finally rediscovering each other, and that is something deeper than love. That is restoration. So yes, date that African man if you choose, but date with awareness, date with boundaries, date with open eyes and an open heart. Because if you get it right, you won't just find a partner, you might just find your peace.
And if you have watched up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. Alright, lovely. See you when I upload the next video.